So, with the horrendous news coming out that Damian Lillard is going back to the Portland Trail Blazers, I want to specifically talk about how Damian Lillard has wasted his career and how this will be the biggest mistake of his life. Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is one of the best point guards the NBA has ever seen, and what comes with being one of the best point guards of all time is success. This has been Damian Lillard's biggest downfall, with Dame only making out of the second round 2 times in his career. The reason for these mishaps was because he didn't have an adequate roster built around him. But Damian Lillard isn't your average NBA superstar. He decided to stand pat with his franchise and fight with them through thick and thin. But this decision put Damian Lillard in a conversation that derails legends' resumes. Will Damian Lillard ever win a ring? This conversation is a separator from being known as a great into going into legend status. And with these constant conversations going on, it put pressure on Damian Lillard to make a decision. Do you stand pat and not run from the ground with your franchise? Or is it time to build an NBA legacy that no one will forget about? So on July 1st, Damian Lillard told the franchise that he would like to be traded. And on September 27th of 2023, Damian Lillard was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks and was going to play with the 2-time MVP and NBA champion, Giannis Antetokounmpo. This pairing was easily touted as one of the best duos in the NBA, and they were going to run the league for years to come. But this image that we had built up for these two immediately crumbled. Dame never looked the same. He looked like a shell of himself once he got to Milwaukee, and he looked like the pairing of him and Giannis just weren't meshing as well as we thought. Not to mention the pairing of Giannis and Dame couldn't stay healthy, which is something that we saw this past playoffs when Damian Lillard tore his Achilles, which marked this duo for dead. So with the conversation swirling around that Giannis is not satisfied with this roster and he's actually considering possibly leaving, the Milwaukee Bucks had to make a decision. On July 1st, NBA news broke from Shams that the Milwaukee Bucks will be buying out Damian Lillard. The whole NBA was shocked. But this horrible decision gave the NBA fans hope. Damian Lillard can finally go to a contending team that he decides to choose out and compete for a championship. But then out of nowhere news breaks. Damian Lillard will be taking his talents back to Portland. And as a Damian Lillard fan, I ask why. Why would you make the decision to break your morals of loyalty to try and cement yourself as one of the NBA legends just to go back to mediocrity? This makes your decision feel pointless. This means that you wasted 2 years of your career. You broke your morals, and you suffered a career-altering injury just to go back to the same place that you came from. This decision just makes no sense to me, and I believe this decision will go down as Damian Lillard's biggest mistake.